got into a fight in the fourth grade because I had big boobs, a big personality, and I brought the boys to the yard. That was the first time I wondered, maybe my joy is too loud. This week, we're talking about how early we learn to shrink and what it takes to unlearn it. Softies! Welcome back, love. This week's pour, confidence. But not the curated, camera-ready kind. We're talking about the kind that got you labeled too much before you even knew what confidence was. The kind that shows up loud, soft, curvy, smart, playful, unapologetically you. In fourth grade, I caught a punch just for being myself. Loud laugh, big energy, and the kind of presence that didn't blend in. That was the first time I wondered if my joy was too loud. And truthfully, I've been unlearning that ever since. So today, we're naming what it costs to shrink and what it takes to shine anyway. So grab your cup, take a breath, exhale the shame, drop the armor, let your light stretch out a little, and let's pour into the audacity of being fully, boldly, beautifully you. So before we deep dive, let's check the vibe. Are you feeling sweet today? Light, joyful, soft, maybe even a little nostalgic? Strong, grounded, present, rooted in your no's and your yeses? Maybe you're spicy, bold, magnetic in your glow, even if it's making people squint. Maybe you're steeping, still figuring some things out, not all the way brewed, but warming up. You could be spilled, overwhelmed, stretched, but still showing up with your heart in your hands. Or maybe it's an empty cup kind of day, low energy, tender, in need of softness and space. Take a breath. Check in. As for my cup, I'm feeling spicy with a soft center, walking in my light, but still remembering what it took to get here. I'm showing up as the little girl I used to shrink and the woman who refuses to do it again. Whatever's in your cup today, I'm just really glad you brought it here. All right, you guys, picture me. Vibe magazine tucked in my backpack, Pretty Brown Eyes by Mint Condition on repeat. And yes, I do have pretty brown eyes, so it hit extra. Lip gloss popping, answering all the questions in class, and cracking jokes on the side. I had sauce before I had language for it. I've always had big boobs and a big personality. And if you know me, you know I've been talking about getting a breast reduction since I was like 7. Okay, maybe that was an exaggeration, but it wasn't you. Well, one day these titties got me into a fight. It was fourth grade, so I'm 10 years old? And this girl, Tiffany Tate, had been pressing me for weeks. The boys in the neighborhood had taken a liking to your girl. But let me be clear. I've always been cool with the fellas, mostly because there weren't a lot of girls around my neighborhood back then. Well, sis didn't like that. She pulled me to the side at Shelton Park. I remember it like it was yesterday. I had on my brand new Wild About Woodbury t-shirt. She looked me dead in the face and said, "You think you are that?" Then added, "I've been waiting to do this for a long time." And pow, she decked me. I didn't even understand it. I was just being me. And little did she know, the same boys she was pressed about were calling me, of all things, titty monster. Like, please. But something about her words and the way she came at me made me pause, made me feel like I had to tone it down, smile less, speak quieter, blend in. That was the first time I remember thinking, is my joy too loud? Whew. Okay, let's talk about what that moment really did. It wasn't just a schoolyard fight. It was the beginning of a message that would follow me for years. Tone it down. You're doing too much. You make people uncomfortable. And when you hear that early, when the world starts sending you signals that your joy is too loud, your body too grown, your confidence too bold, you start editing yourself without even realizing it. That's the thing about confidence. People love it in theory, but when it shows up unfiltered, especially in Black girls, they get weird. You're not being confident, you're showing off. You're not articulate, you talk white. You're not self-assured, you've got an attitude. And the worst part is, after a while, we internalize it. We start checking ourselves in every room. Am I doing too much? Should I say less? Will they think I'm being extra? Confidence becomes something you have to negotiate, not something you just are. I spent so much of my life trying to make people comfortable with my presence, smiling when I wanted to speak up, making myself smaller so other people could feel big. And it didn't start in the workplace. It started way back on that park bench when I was just trying to exist in my Wild About Woodbury t-shirt without catching hands. But here's what I know now. You don't have to be palatable to be powerful. You don't have to be digestible to be divine. And baby, you sure don't have to shrink to be safe. So, if your confidence has ever been misread, misjudged, or mistaken for something it's not, keep shining anyway. You're not too much. You might just be the first version of yourself someone's ever seen, and that's going to rattle some cages. That's the real talk. All right, get ready for the ink drop. Let it settle in. I am not too much. I am the exact amount of magic my younger self needed to see. You were never the problem. You were the mirror. Let them flinch and you keep shining. Okay, love. You know what time it is. Now that we've poured out a bit, it's your turn. Today's journaling prompt is, when did I first start shrinking myself and what did I lose in the process? If you need to ease into the prompt, here's one for you. What would it look like to show up as a version of me that many would be proud of? Let it be honest. Let it be raw. Let it bring you home to yourself. And if something beautiful rises up, tag us using Pages and Petals or hashtag INQ Essënce. You never know who needs your truth to feel less alone. Whew. I hope this episode gave you permission to take up space fully. Your confidence isn't arrogance. Your light isn't too loud. And your truth, it deserves to take up space, be felt, and be honored. If this spoke to you, pass it on. Send it to a softie in your life who's been questioning her shine. Tag us using hashtag INQ Essënce or First Pour Friday, and let's keep normalizing what it looks like to be bold, be soft, and be seen. And hey, if you've got a story about rising, glowing, or reclaiming the parts of you that used to feel too much, we want to hear from you. We're still welcoming guests, so head on over to danicar.com/Ink Essence to connect. Next week, we're pouring into something just as tender, comparison, the silent thief of joy, and how we take back what it tried to steal. Until then, protect your shine, walk in your truth, and keep pouring from a place that feels like you. This is Ink Essence, and I'll meet all you softies right back here soon. Hey, softie. Before you close out this episode, I've got a little something just for you. If this pour had you nodding, tearing up, or just feeling seen, come visit danicar.com. That's where you'll find Pour Into Yourself First, my guided journal made for moments just like this. The quiet ones, the cracked open ones, the ones where you know it's time to choose you. It's not just pages. It's permission. It's practice. It's care in your own handwriting. So if your cup's been feeling a little low lately, start with the first pour. I'll meet you there.